but for emphasis and to underscore the importance of this epic moment, I will repeat the protocol as established. Your Excellency, Mr. President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR. Your Excellency, Mr. Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, GCON. Your Excellency, the Senate President, Dr. Ahmed Lawal, CON. My Lord, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Ibrahim Tanko Mohammed. Your Excellency, the Deputy President of the Senate, Senator Ovie Omo Agege. Your Excellency and my partner, the Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives, Honorable Ahmed Idris Wase, Principal Officers of the National Assembly, distinguished Senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Honorable Members of the House of Representatives, Your Excellencies, the Executive Governors here present, the National Chairman of the All Progressive Parties, All Progressive Party, and the NWC, other leaders of other political parties here present, the national leader of the APC, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Secretary of the Government of the Federation, the National Security Advisor, Honorable Ministers of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Chief of Defense Staff, Service Chiefs, Inspector General of Police, the Chief of Staff to Mr. President, Clerk of the National Assembly, the Clerk of the Senate, the Clerk of the House of Representatives, Special Advisors and Special Assistants to Mr. President, Heads of Government Agencies, Parastatals and Departments, invited guests, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the National Assembly, it is my honor to express our sincere appreciation to His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, for coming to the National Assembly to address this joint session in fulfillment of his constitutional obligation. And I'm deeply sorry about your cold, Mr. President, brought about by the hard work of your good self. Special appreciation also goes to the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, the Honorable Ministers of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Heads of the departments and agencies of the Government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and all those who, through their joint efforts, have contributed to this appropriation bill, which we have received today and will shortly begin to consider and deliberate upon. I must also specially recognize our men and women in uniform who on a daily basis stake their lives for our safety. The tradition of receiving the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in the legislature for the presentation of appropriation bill is in recognition of the legislator's constitutional obligation to serve as guardians of the purse, in whom resides the absolute authority to make appropriations from the common treasury, in service of the national interest and for the benefit of all our citizens. It also attests to the abiding partnership between the legislature and the executive, without which no meaningful national objective can be achieved. The appropriation bill that Mr. President has presented to us today is a statement of intent. The budget we enact into law will be proof of our priorities and a reflection of the values we hold. What are those values? Integrity, accountability in managing the affairs of state, and absolute commitment to the best interests of the Nigerian people. What are our priorities? Building an economy that provides sufficient opportunity for our people to achieve the dreams they hold dear. Equipping our children with an education that prepares them for the challenges and opportunities of a rapidly changing world. Protecting the rights of our citizens and securing them for internal and external aggression. This is our commitment, and we will ensure that this commitment is reflected in the 2020 Appropriation Act. There are significant flaws in the process of passage and implementation of our annual national budgets. Some of these problems are structural, others are a function of failures of process and inadequacies in attitude. We intend in this 9th Assembly to improve on these past imperfections and to leave a legacy of budgets that are enacted without rancor, implemented diligently, and that achieve the objectives of national development for which they are intended. We fully intend to return to a January to December budget cycle and to put an end to the policy instability and economic uncertainty that is a consequence of an unpredictable budget cycle. We recognize that our highest ambitions and the collective best interests of our nationhood can only be achieved when the legislature and the executive work together in pursuit of our shared ambitions. Therefore, we will make every effort in this ninth assembly to achieve constructive collaboration with the executive on all matters of appropriation, implementation, and oversight. We will seek collaboration, but we will not yield on our constitutional obligation to ensure faithful compliance with the letter and spirit of the Appropriation Act by the ministries, departments, and agencies of government. We will strive for big wins, resisting the temptation to bask in the false allure of mediocre achievements, because this moment calls for nothing short of grand ambition and transformative ideas. Above all else, we will hold ourselves in the legislature and others to the highest standards of probity, because to fall short of excellence would be to betray the calling of leadership to which we have all answered. Once more, I thank you, Mr. President, for your presence here today. I thank the Clerk of the National Assembly, Mr. Sonny Omolori, and the entire management and staff of the National Assembly who have worked to make this joint session a resounding success. And I thank all of you. Who have presented yourselves to witness this noblest of democratic traditions. God bless you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, has just finished his remarks now following the presentation of the 2020 budget by President Muhammadu Buhari. And so the key persons of the day have spoken, first with Ahmed Lawan, the President of the Senate, as well as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, and now Honorable Gbajabiamila giving his remarks. Well, to round off the ceremony today now, prayers are being given, first by the Islamic recitals and, of course, the Christian version to cap up today's ceremony, talking about the budget presentation of the 2020 budget. Of course, a lot of promises have been made by the President and, of course, the legislature, represented by the leaders of the Senate and the House of Representatives.